Just 2 races remain in the regular season as we take on Richmond Raceway here from Richmond, Virginia. This is going to be a fun one, short track racing, as we have a lot of things to determine here in these next 2 episodes, but including today, where we had an announcement and we also have the $3 million NASCAR 25 in-season tournament to be decided between William Byron and his Hendrick Motorsports teammate of Chase Elliott. They will go head-to-head, and whoever finishes the best will win $3 million and be an in-season tournament champion here today. We had breaking news out of the Hendrick Motorsports team as well, and it is the 48 car has finally been confirmed who will be behind the wheel, and it is going to be O'Reilly Series prospect that Hendrick's been building up, Corey Day. That is right, Corey Day will drive the number 48 next season for Hendrick Motorsports. It's going to be exciting to see what he can do behind the wheel in the 3rd season of this career mode. That writes off Kyle Busch from the 48, as there was some rumors speculating that he could be potentially on the way to that 48 car and kind of return to Hendrick Motorsports to finish his career where he started, but that's not going to happen. The next rumor has been the 71 Spire Chevrolet. I would not be surprised if that's what ends up happening for Kyle Busch. As we come through into this weekend, though, and, we as well, you want to highlight some members as well. We have had several different winners on the pit crew. Of course, of you guys, if you become a pit crew member, you do get to be part of the lore of this career mode and the NASCAR My Career mode as well. Glenn Lawrence actually at the top, as he's on Christopher Bell's team. He's got 7 wins now. And then it's Wyatt, Christian Valentin, Toilet as well, all in 2nd place, all tied at 5 wins apiece. Then it's all the way down to Det Himmy Guy there with 2 wins. And then we have several drivers at 1 win, including WNF7, CJ, Mac and Cheese Boy, Moonlight Rainbow Dash, as well as the Soviet Fox. And as we come through into qualifying, it's going to be an important weekend. For myself, there's a little bit of importance as well. We're well inside the chase, but we are battling head-to-head with a few drivers. Tyler Reddick and even Chase Elliott, we have a chance to run down in points. And just gaining 1 spot or losing a spot is going to make a difference in the amount of points that we carry into the chase. So it is crucial to maximize points here this weekend in Richmond, as we would go 22.657 on lap 1. And unfortunately, on lap 2, I would go for a spin on the exit at turn 4, just trying too hard. So we'll have to accept the 22.657, unfortunately. And that's going to put us, well, wait till we cross the line. There it is. P20 here from Richmond. Not exactly where we would want to be. Ryan Blaney on pole. Expect to see him up front all night long with Christopher Bell. Denny Hamlin in 4th, still looking for his first win of the season. He had like 6 wins last season. Hasn't won anything this season. It's got to be frustrating. We, of course, smack dab in the middle of the field, as you'll see the rest of your qualifying order. I think we got a better car than what we qualified here, so I'm not too overly concerned. But obviously, we do have some work to do as we come through into the grid here Sunday evening. Or is Richmond a Saturday night race? I think it is a Saturday night race. So Saturday evening here, ready to determine the final 2 races. Of course, we're just doing 1 race today because I can tell you it is action-packed. It actually kind of felt like a real NASCAR race now as we get into the car and we're ready to go green.
Time to go, fired up.
You hear the command there just from our spotter, Ryan Blaney. Christopher Bell set to lead the field underway from Richmond. The sun is setting and the race is green. Now we kick things off from the middle of the field, 17 laps in this opening stage. We have to talk about a few drivers, including Ross Chastain, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman. Bubble drivers that come into this race all above the cut line. Alex Bowman is the final driver above the cut line right now, 3 points above Ryan Preece, who's right there in front of me. And then, of course, you have Brad Keselowski, who's got a 9-point gap over Ryan Preece. And then you go to Ross Chastain, who's got a 19-point gap over Ryan Preece. So, of course, Chastain, Keselowski, Bowman, they're all in the bubble area trying to hold back Ryan Preece. But you can't count out Austin Hendrick or Carson Hocevar. Now, they're a little ways further back. They're like 25 and 28 points back, respectively. So they're going to need to find something here tonight to set themselves up well going into the Daytona regular season finale. But let's be real. The reality is, if you can go into the Daytona regular season finale within 25 to 30 points of being in the chase, there's a world where you can make it happen. So I think that's really what Hocevar and Hendrick need to focus on today, is basically just not losing points. I think if they succeed in that, they're going to be in a very good position going forward. Now, right now, as you see me looking to the inside of the Cheddar's number 8 of Kyle Busch here, I mean, a very short stage here, only 17 laps. And one of the things I was finding early on was I wanted to make a wedge adjustment as soon as I could once a pit stop comes at the end of the first stage, because I was just a little bit too loose on the exit of these corners, and I was having to baby the throttle a little bit here, just be a lot more patient than I would prefer to be on the throttle, as we've got AJ Allmendinger now actually looking to my left rear, and I really wasn't trying to defend him too much because I just wasn't happy with the way the handling was in this target number 15 Junior Motorsports Chevrolet. So actually let Allmendinger go to the inside, and he's also here putting some pressure on the 77 of Carson Hocevar, who appears to be going in the wrong direction early on here in stage 1. He moved up right off the first couple of laps. Now he's kind of going backwards a little bit, and I'm going to get back down to the inside, and we're going to also be able to go past the 77. Tyler Reddick is the driver we are 1 point ahead of coming into this weekend in Richmond. So we are in a very tight situation with Tyler Reddick right now. So it's going to be interesting. And Chase Elliott, he comes in only 14 points ahead of me. So it's Elliott, myself, and Reddick basically battling for 7th, 8th, and 9th in the standings. And like I said, you know, those different positions will mean a different point count that you will carry into the chase, and could really be the difference on if you will be a Cup Series champion or not. Now, another thing to note, as we're coming up on the end of stage 1 here, is NASCAR, through the projections, as they were making this format, basically said that 9 times out of 10, let's just say, the champion is going to come out of the top 6 in the points to start the chase. Well, we mathematically cannot get there. We could get to 7th, but I look forward to hopefully proving the odds wrong and being that 1 out of 10 and trying to win my first Cup Series championship in just my 2nd season. We got 2 wins to our name, looking for a 3rd tonight here in Richmond as we continue to move forward. Surprisingly, as loose as this car is, we're passing a bubble driver here, Brad Keselowski, but the handling is not great. But it seems like as this run goes on, that other drivers around me are starting to struggle a little bit more than I am. So as we keep moving forward, passing the now 16 of Allmendinger, who we let by earlier, and now we're running down Alex Bowman, another bubble driver, the last driver in the chase. And as of right now, he is not scoring stage points. The guy right behind him is Ryan Preece. Right now, Preece is right in front of the 48. But obviously, Preece also not scoring any stage points. So if you're Alex Bowman, you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief right now, because we have only got a couple laps to go here in the stage. And you know that Preece is not going to score. But you still have to keep an eye on an Austin Hendrick and a Hocevar, who also are not doing enough right now, as we are now trying to make the 2nd lane work. Now, Ryan Blaney has started the final lap of the stage, but we're going to spend a lot of these next 2 races, obviously, talking about points, because it's just so important now as we head down in towards turn 1 on this final lap. I see Austin Hendrick way up ahead, so 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th, 11th. That bright yellow car is P11. Up ahead of Austin Hendrick now is Ryan Blaney, though. He will come through to win stage 1 in dominant fashion, but only 17 laps in stage 1. In 10th place will cross the line. That goes to Kyle Larson. A little bit off here so far this weekend in Richmond, as we end up 17th in this race, so in the stage. So not terrible, but definitely some room for obvious improvement, and we are going to immediately go from a 53.0 on the wedge to a 54.0 on the wedge. And also, the setup I was using, it was from a channel called High Side Broadcasting, so shout out to them. I will link it down below, because when it comes to short tracks, you need full-blown custom setups. As stage 2 underway here from Richmond, the sun has set, the lights are on, and we've got over double the lap count here in stage 2 compared to stage 1. 40 laps of racing. William Byron's currently up on the front row with Ryan Blaney. So as of right now, William Byron is winning the in-season tournament in this final matchup against his teammate of Chase Elliott for that $3 million. But actually, I can see from here, Elliott in the Universe car this weekend is right on the back of the 24. So I think those two are going to be pretty close, probably all race long, to be honest. Now, it'll be interesting to watch it, play out as we continue to work our way forward here out of turn 2. Alex Bowman on my right rear. Carson Hocevar back up here in the mix a little bit now, and Hocevar has, got Alex Bowman right where he wants him, but preferably he would have that 48 in his rear view mirror as I actually continue forward now, passing the 3 of Austin Dillon, and now on lap 3 up to 15th place here in the second stage, trying to run down Joey Logano as well as Chase Briscoe, Kyle Larson, Josh Berry up there having a good run as well, but Kyle Larson surprisingly from 10th in stage 1 would drop down to 14th here in the opening laps, and now we're starting to put some pressure on him as we're running him down. Behind us as well, Carson Hocevar and Alex Bowman have both continued to fall down the order as we are right on the back of this HendrickCars.com number 5 Chevrolet now, and continuing to just kind of stick with this group of cars. And looking at this group, you've got a Hendrick, and Hendrick right now runs 13th, 12th is Logano, 11th is Chase Briscoe, and P10 currently Ryan Preece. So if I'm Alex Bowman, a little bit of concern right there, but you do see that now Chase Briscoe is going to actually get in front of Preece to put himself back out of the points. And now Kyle Larson's starting to actually work his way back forward as I'm finally, by lap 11 of the stage, it seems like things were starting to kind of transition into my favor, and now we're working on passing the 2 car of Austin Cindric, who runs way up the racetrack, and that allows me to clear him on the exit of turn 4, less than 30 to go here in stage 2, and then we would continue to just kind of follow Ryan Preece forward here, and he's now to the inside of the Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang of Joey Logano. Crash into the outside wall. That's big. That's a bubble driver into the outside wall. Preece with the crash. Caution is out. Oh boy. Tyler Reddick is going to stay out. That doesn't make any sense. If you pit now, you can make it to the end of the stage. If you stay out, you can't. And Tyler Reddick is, at least Tyler Reddick is electing to stay out. That, if we don't get another caution, he just screwed himself. And Cole Custer, Reddick and Cole Custer would decide to both remain on the racetrack. So as we go back green, I'm kind of liking this. Not, not because, for any good reason. It's because Tyler Reddick and myself are really close in points. And he's right now screwing himself. If this stays green, he's going to go a lap down because he'll have to pit, and then he'll have to be racing for the free pass, which will then screw up his third stage. So I am welcoming this because it's a terrible call. And now he is as well going to check up a bunch of traffic here now. And Ryan Blaney, who has dominated this race, is now under pressure from Denny Hamlin, who got by his number 45 driver of Tyler Reddick, and Hamlin's actually going to go to the lead of this race. So welcome to the lead, Denny Hamlin. What a track it would be. Certainly he wouldn't complain about ending a winless streak right here at one of his home tracks in Virginia. Now, as you can see, Cole Custer really backing things up, and I find myself here on the outside line. Barry's going to dive to the inside. I'm going to say screw it. Go 3 wide around the outside here into turn 1. We'll clear him and then follow Briscoe here in the middle lane between Bubba Wallace and Larson. There you see the 45 of Tyler Reddick now backing things up as well on old tires, and we're just now coming up on halfway in stage 2 as we head down into turn number 1, and right on the back of the 23 of Bubba Wallace now, and not really going anywhere, but the guys on the inside kind of backed up behind the 45 also aren't really going anywhere. So we would get past Reddick, but then Briscoe would get past me, so we ended up in P12 kind of once all was said and done of getting past those guys on the old tires. And now here we are running with Bubba Wallace on lap 22 of this stage. Now less than 20 to go here in stage 2, and we're going to work on passing this Columbia 2311 number 23 Toyota Camry here. And Bubba Wallace actually would not make it easy. He was really leaning on my door and kind of pinching me down and making me really work for this position. So looking for 11th place, and eventually we're just going to drive it off here into turn 1 and really trying to hook it up, but still didn't quite clear him. So got to leave that room. I mean, he's doing nothing wrong. He's just racing hard, but we eventually clear him here at a turn 2 on lap 25. Next up, though, Ross Chastain And this is an important one for Chastain because Chastain is another bubble driver. Of course, he is currently 14th in the standings and above the cut line by 19 points. And right now he's about to score 1 point if he can hold on to P10, which, I mean, 1 single point could make a big difference when we go to Daytona next episode for the regular season finale. But I really don't care about Ross Chastain's situation. I'm trying to better my race and continue to go forward, and I also need those points pretty bad as we come through to 10 laps to go in stage 2. Denny Hamlin continues to lead in the Progressive Toyota, but where have we seen this before? I feel like 4 or 5 times this season we have seen Denny Hamlin take the lead, get control of a race, and then sometime in stage 3 it seems to go wrong. A lot of the time it feels like strategy always seems to enter the game when Denny Hamlin's leading a race, and then he always ends up on like the wrong side of it. Tyler Reddick is now pitting, and so is the 41 of Cole Custer, by the way. So they have both gone a lap down now. So that will effectively ruin their races likely, unless stage 3 they get a few cautions right off the bat, which I just don't foresee happening based off how calm this race has been. Big slide out of turn 2, nearly got a caution right there. Fortunately, we save it. And now, with 5 laps to go, we continue to move forward, running down the 19 of Chase Briscoe. And we got Cole Custer actually right on my back bumper now on those fresh tires. Even when you're in a mid-car, you got fresher tires, you're going to be able to pass us. So there he goes through on the inside. I just let him have it. There was no point in fighting him. And now we'll get to, alongside the Bass Pro Shops number 19 of Briscoe, and we're going to be able to pass him on the run into turn 1 and move up into P9. And then running down Josh Berry, and Custer actually tried to make the outside work around Josh Berry, which allowed me to get to the inside again of this 41. And now with 2 to go in stage 2, we are in locked in battle now with this 21 of Josh Berry. Could we get P8? That'll be 3 points to our name. Unfortunately, Chase Elliott is outscoring us tonight, but a lunge to the inside of the Motorcraft 21 Ford Mustang here. Ford Wood Brothers Racing off turn 4. We're going to be side by side sliding again now as 1 lap to go in stage 2. Will be wheel to wheel, nose to nose into turn 1. We should be able to clear the 21 right there. There we go. Now into P8 as Denny Hamlin doing everything he needs to do here in stage 2. Really benefited off of that restart, and he's going to exit turn 4 to win stage 2 as we're going to round 3 and 4 ourselves. And I mean, another just kind of, you know, step forward here in this race into P8 for this second stage. So cannot complain about that. I honestly don't really plan on making any adjustments on the car. I felt like this was probably as good as it's going to get. I thought about going higher on the wedge, but I mean, you know, you'd be going to basically maximum wedge, and I just don't think we need to go that far on this car because I can kind of handle where it's at right now. And this has been a fun race so far. I've been having a good time. It kind of feels like a real NASCAR race to an extent, just with the tires kind of the comers and goers as this race goes on. And now here we go for one more stage of racing, stage 3. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney win the race out of the pit lane. They lead the field back to the green flag now as we're alongside the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet of Kyle Larson. Still plenty of laps of racing to go. 43 laps remain in this race. Under the lights here from Richmond, Virginia, right on the back of the 17, 5th, 3rd Ford Mustang there for RFK's Chris Buescher. Buescher comfortably inside the chase. He has no worries. Of course, his boss man Kozlowski and his teammate of Ryan Brees, very different situations for them because there's a world where all 3 RFK cars could make the chase, but there's also a world where only 1 might make the chase, and that would be the 17 of Chris Buescher, who's already comfortably locked into the chase for a few races now, so he's got absolutely nothing to worry about currently now as Denny Hamlin's got the lead. William Byron's P2. Chase Elliott's down in about 5th or so, battling with his teammate of Kyle Larson. So as of right now, William Byron is winning the $3 million in-season tournament. Contact with the 23. He slides, he saves it, thank goodness there as we exit turn 2. Did not really want to make that contact. It just kind of happened, and unfortunately it kind of stunts my momentum and allows the 71 of McDowell to my inside now, and we're going to kind of, you know, be stuck on the outside. 3 wide behind us, by the way, in the mirror. You got Chastain, Briscoe, and Kozlowski very briefly, but they would all get that sorted out. But we are going backwards, unfortunately, now as McDowell gets past us. We're going to go from 8th to at least 12th or 13th here in the opening laps of this third and final stage. And now Chastain looking to my inside here, lap 63 into turn 1, and I decide right here to just let him go so I can try to get down in front of the 19 of Chase Briscoe. That works out pretty well here as we continue. And right off the bat, after getting passed by the 1, I felt like I had enough speed to go right back by him. So immediately just diving to the inside, wasting no time, but he would actually re-clear me here on the exit of turn 4. So we would spend a few more laps kind of settling down and in behind the 1, but then the 19 gets a run on me to my inside, so I realized, well, now the 19 of Chase Briscoe is going to be able to get past us here. And we just continue to kind of surprisingly go backwards based off of, you know, the first 2 stages. I didn't really anticipate this, but finally lap 66, things are starting to kind of come back my way a little bit now, and we're to the inside of that Kubota number 1, and should hopefully kind of be a sign of just going forward here. I mean, Chastain is going to get back in front, surprisingly, so maybe I was a little bit too ahead of myself. And to my surprise, we follow him to the inside of the 19 of Chase Briscoe on lap 67, and through 3 and 4, we should hopefully clear him. Not quite, again, still going to be wheel to wheel. We're really struggling to complete some of these passes, and then it leads to a battle for a couple of laps. And then finally, off turn 4, we're going to clear the 19, and around goes the 1. Oh, that's big. Chastain's around, caution's out. And that's another bubble driver that has crashed. Now, this is going to change everything, not only in the point situation, but for the race as well. Denny Hamlin's coming in, and I'm going to guess there's more front runners coming in that we can't see. If we pit now, we can make it to the end. If you don't pit, you can't make it. We saw Tyler Reddick do this earlier. It did not work. We're going to pit. We're going to be in a massive just minority right here because, yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, we drop all the way down to 37th place. So we've got, let's see, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and myself. That all pitted. That's 6 drivers. Also, actually, Burt Myers pitted. And then you have Tyler Reddick, who's now back on the lead lap, by the way. So he got the free pass. So I'm going to assume he also pitted. So 8 cars right now. 8 cars on fresh tires that are going to try to be working their way forward now. And we're going to be racing potentially for the win right now. I mean, absolutely insane. Now, there's Ryan Preece right there. Ryan Preece, ever since his crash, has not had any speed. They are 4 wide behind us. But Ryan Preece is in big trouble. This is going to be a very unfortunate night for him. And you have to wonder, as we make big contact with the 9 of Elliott, you have to wonder about Chastain. Is he going to be able to salvage a decent finish after that crash, or is he also going to be down on speed? Only time will tell on that Kubota number 1 as we continue here now trying to stick with the likes of Hamlin and Blaney and Elliott as well, because that is the race for the win right now. And Chase Elliott is now in front of William Byron for that $3 million prize. So right now things are looking pretty good for the number 9 as they are 3 wide. I thought about going 4, but then I think better of it. I'm like, yeah, that would not be a good idea. So let's just stay put because, I mean, we're still right now, as of right now, if this stays green, we're racing for the win with Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Blaney, Reddick, and we're all right here in just big clump of cars into turn 1. More contact with the 9 of Chase Elliott now. It is beating and banging short track racing here from Richmond, but we've gotten through. Now 3 wide to the inside of the Spire number 7 of Daniel Suarez. Contact with Suarez into turn number 3 now, and Reddick's just behind us now as we continue to beat and bang fenders and doors now as we continue to march our way forward through the traffic nearly into the top 20 now, and I'm bringing Tyler Reddick with me. Reddick, who just got the free pass, is marching forward with me now. How about that? As he's spent the majority of this final half of the race a lap down, and all of a sudden has a chance to go and win this race. And it's all going to come down, though, to just getting through the traffic. And we are more aggressive than anybody else is willing to be through the traffic right now. I realize, again, like I said, if this stays green, we are racing for the win. Right now, as I get back down to the inside line, Reddick's going to shoot the middle here and try to get himself in front of me as we exit turn 4. Bit of contact there, sliding save there as we just washed up into the side of the 45. Nearly ruined our race now with just over 20 laps to go as Kyle Larson leads contact with the 51 of Cody Ware. My goodness, we're going to beat up fenders, and that front bumper is probably going to be half worn off by the time we get back to the checkered flag here. But now back to the inside of the 45, and once again with 20 to go, we now take over the net lead of this race. Now more contact again, that time with the 42. of John Hunter Nemechek now as we move into 16th place and just continue to march our way forward, passing the likes of McDowell, now Gilliland, Joey Logano, Eric Jones, all right here as Larson continues to lead. And now you have to wonder, when is these drivers that stayed out gonna come into the pits? Now is looking up in front of me, I see the likes of Chastain up there. So Chastain still got speed. Carson Hocevar, who's obviously needing a lot of help here if he's going to get a nice night out of this, as Bubba Wallace is actually going to be the first one to come into the pit. So there you have it. One driver in, all on his own in the 23. It looks like on the track map a few others will join him with coming to 15 laps to go in this race. But I think the pit lane is about to get busy. But you might see some drivers try to stretch it in hopes of a caution. As we now look to the inside of the 48 of Alex Bowman, we're going to pass him as well to the back of the 77 of Carson Hocevar. Now off turn 2, 15 laps to go in this race here from Richmond. To the inside of Hocevar, we'll pass him. Right now we got no pressure from behind as we follow now Kyle Busch into turn 3, and all these guys right in front of us staying out. But then moments later, here they come in. Buscher's in, Briscoe's in, Chastain's in, Larson stays out, Busch stays out, Hocevar stays out as well as we continue to just wait. That 5 car can't go much longer. These guys are all going to have to come into the pits within the next 2 to 3 to 4 5 laps maximum. So we're just waiting, basically. It's a big waiting game because I'm not going to run down Kyle Larson. And at the end of lap 89, Larson is, in fact, coming into the pits. Kyle Busch has also come into the pits now. So Carson Hocevar is really banking on a yellow right now, and he's continuing to stay out in that number 77. He is losing track position, but he doesn't care right now. He is simply looking for a caution. That is a very bold strategy from that 77 team. You see them right now scored in 4th place. And as we would come back around here through 3 and off turn 4, Carson Hocevar, I can confirm, is pitting. So Hocevar is coming into the pits right now. He needs a caution on this lap before I come back around to lap him now. As we exit turn 4, there it is. The yellow's going to fly. Noah Gregson's around, and Carson Hocevar on the 77 team just got a miracle yellow. And oh boy, this is going to spice things up. Bell, Hamlin, Blaney are pitting. But we only have 9 laps to go. By the time we go green, it's going to be 5 or 6 laps, and they'll have to pass a bunch of traffic. I'm staying out. I'm doing what Byron and Elliott and Reddick, Burt Myers are doing. Hocevar moves up to P7, and he's on fresh tires. So basically 6, the first 3 rows are on old tires as we get ready to go back green. How is this going to go? Let's find out. We lead the way on the restart, 6 laps to go, and we have a battle for $3 million right here. William Byron and Chase Elliott head to head as we lead the way down into turn 1. What a race this has been, and it really does feel like a real race kind of playing out here where you get the late yellow and you have some front runners, go for the pit stop for the tires, and you have the other front runners that stay out and gamble. We're on the side of staying out here, and this has been such a fun race now. After some recent frustrations in this career mode, this has been a ton of fun. Hocevar is behind the 24 of William Byron, but here comes Ryan Blaney as I'm struggling, sliding around Blaney through the traffic on fresh tires, as well to the now back of the number 9 of Chase Elliott. Here he comes as we're trying to hang on. Big slide off turn 4. That's going to do it. We're going to save it, but we know our chances of winning are gone. And well, Ryan Blaney to the lead. Fresh tires were, in fact, the way to go. Hocevar has not been able to pass the 24 yet. There goes Denny Hamlin through as well, but he knows he's out of time. Brad Keselowski, that's not for position. The 6 is not for position. Neither is the 8 of Kyle Busch. Now as Hocevar is going all the way to the top, ripping the fence here, and it works. It gets alongside the 24. Chase Elliott right now has got himself comfortably in front of William Byron as we are just trying to stay out of the way at this point now. There's cars coming by us left and right. Lap down cars, lead lap cars. Bell's gone by us. Larson is a lap down as we come to 2 laps to go, and Ryan Blaney has run away at this point now, coming to the final lap of this race, and Chase Elliott is literally on William Byron's front bumper. The battle for $3 million. Here comes Chris Buescher to my inside. This is 4-track position now as we go through turns 1 and off turn 2. And this is the lowest we can fall. Reddick's by about a second behind as I'm just trying to stay out of the way. We made the wrong call. We took a gamble. Ryan Blaney and fresh tires win. And Chase Elliott holds off William Byron. And he wins the in-season tournament. And $3 million will go to Chase Elliott. Ignore the fact that I just accidentally brought up my Steam overlay there. What a race. Carson Hocevar finishes 3rd. Zane Smith scores a top 5. How about Burt Myers in P11? But we know bubble drivers that had issues. Keselowski not great. Preece had no speed after his crash. Chastain had a crash and a poor finish as well. 35th for him and 37th for Preece. And we know Hocevar took the gamble and scored big time. And that is going to change everything in the points, because now going into the regular season finale from Daytona, Alex Bowman is still the last driver in, and after Preece's issues, he actually has a larger gap now to the cut line. However, Carson Hocevar basically cut his own gap in half, and now is only 14 points out. Austin Cindric, 20 points out, and Ryan Preece, 22 points back. Chastain, only 16 above the cut line, and Keselowski, only 21. All those 6 drivers I just mentioned, all of them could either be, 3 of them, of course, will be out, 3 of them will be in, but it could be in any order. It is going to come down to the wire. We also have a 5-point gap on Tyler Reddick going into Daytona for P8, in the standings. That does it for me. Absolutely insane race. I can't wait to see who makes the chase in the next one. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.
I'm stuck in my head, need an exit road.